Okay, so I have tried this multiple different ways, but this is the only way I can seem to upload. So, I've been at this for 2 hours. So, basically, the focus on today's lab was to continue and grow our understanding on how to do a removal and installation of a transmission. Today, or transaxle, ours was a transmission with transaxle characteristics. Today we weren't able to install the transmission back in, but we were able to remove it fully. And to do that, basically the first thing you need is you need service literature to be able to identify the components that you're going to remove and the sequence you're going to remove them. Our process was fairly simple, but some of the components that we removed were the front exhaust pipe. We left the rear of the exhaust pipe still on the vehicle. The drive shaft, the shift linkage, the CV axles, the transmission brackets, and the bell housing to engine bolts, and along with any electrical connectors that we disconnected, and we had removed the starter the day previously. Once we had all those components removed, we were able to remove the transmission by sliding it off. And then we lowered the transmission jack to then inspect for any possible issues on it. Two issues that we found. One major one was an indent on the input shaft where the throwout bearing is. I have my script here, by the way. That's what I'm looking at. But so basically, there was an indent, a line around the entire input shaft, and we were able to come to the conclusion that that was probably caused by bad or no lubrication. And a minor but it's still an issue, was like some bald spots and some scraping like on the edges of the pressure plate. And that the reason why that isn't a really big issue is because there is no indentation that could cause like any like shaking or jerking to the transmission to the vehicle. So that's not really a big issue for right now, so the pressure plate is still usable. And new skill and new knowledge is that I gained this entire lab for today was just had to begin the removal process, because once again I had never done this before. I have never worked with transmissions. I never even removed the drive shaft. I had never even become known with the names of these components until this course. So this entire new lab for today was an entire new skill for me to learn. But I guess if I could point out a skill that was kind of like my favorite to learn but was kind of fun was removing the drive shaft, because whoever installed it previously had put the bolts in wrong and had put the washers on the wrong side. So that was a lot of fun. that took a lot of work to get the drive shaft off, basically. So yeah. And I would want further practice and further knowledge on how issues are related to the transmission. Like say if there was like shaking or jerking caused, I would want to know all the possible components that could cause those possible issues. In my mind, from what I just know, as I know that the bearings could cause shaking and jerking. I know that. But I would like to know more, because that's in my mind, that's all that I know right now. I would also want to know, like, when there's like leaking in the transmission, is there multiple different areas where it could leak from, or is it just like where the throwout bearing is that the only place it could leak from? Because I don't know, but I think I'm wrong. And then basically, yeah, I would just want more information on the issues of how to identify them for the transmission, because I don't have a good understanding on that. And yeah.